All right, friends, I got to do one more video on Bryan Johnson again because there's another asshole out here. He's going to interview him. And this guy's a real asshole, I tell you. So this vegan slave is going to interview this vegan slave, fake anti-aging vegan slave. And I'm gonna do a reaction to this video, okay? So this guy's name is davidramms. David Rim says, is vegan protein enough? Bryan Johnson's surprising intake. Is vegan protein enough? It's deficient in nutrients. He's on steroids and drugs, David Rams, or whatever your name is. Anyways, let's review this video.
And now for the thing that I found really surprising about Bryan
Yeah, what did you find surprising, asshole?
Johnson is that
Well,
today we're going to talk about the longevity expert, Bryan Johnson. You might have heard of him.
yeah.
He's the guy who's
The cosmetic anti-aging guy. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Uh-huh.
trying not to die. In today's video, we're mainly going to be talking
I love this one. He's trying not to die, but everything dies that is animal based in this world. The universe itself doesn't die, but anything that's carbon, like us carbon beings, we die. Yeah, we get reabsorbed into nature because we're of nature. Yeah.
about Bryan Johnson's health journey, but there is something else that's a part of his journey that we'll get into right at the end of the video, so make sure you stick around for that. It's pretty cool. He's the most studied human in history.
He is? Man, okay, whatever.
Team of scientists and doctors and nutritionists who are monitoring all of his everything, every cell in his body, basically.
And basically everything he's fucking doing is artificial, dude. Have you not noticed? There isn't one thing that he's doing that's natural, and he's breaking the laws of nature as a carnivore animal. He's eating an artificial diet you call it vegan diet, and downing pills and doing all these things that stress your body, which actually ages you. So what the hell are you talking about? Plus, he's taking steroids, growth hormone, other therapies, injections. Man, I can prove it. It's all over YouTube. It's all over the internet. I'll even prop it up.
Monitoring on a daily basis. He's trying to figure out the equation or the science behind living longer and living healthy.
He's trying to figure out the science of living longer. If you want to live longer, why not look out in nature? I know, because that's not good enough, right? We need man. Man is better than nature. Oh, yeah. Uh-huh. That's why everybody's suffering out there, losing their teeth, their hair, their lifespans, their health, because they're suffering from disease, cancers, diabetes, whatever, you name it.
For longer and getting the absolute most out of
deformities, mutations, they look ugly, they're not growing.
Life. He does things like turns all the lights off in the house around 8 p.m. to improve his sleep quality.
He does? Where's the lights in nature? What lights do you turn off in nature, dude? Oh, yeah, forget about nature, right? Okay.
So he'll basically live in the dark for most of the evening and avoid screens and things like that, which seems pretty, simple enough, good idea. All the way through to getting blood transfusions from family members in order to try and...
What is that? Anti-aging. I thought he was anti-aging. I know. His blood transfusions, something cosmetic, yes. Okay.
cleanse his own blood. So he takes some pretty extreme action too.
Yeah.
But one thing that we do know about Bryan is that all of his work is based on data. He's gathering data and making decisions based on that.
Yes, it's based on data. He's gathering data.
So you can safely assume that whatever he's saying most likely has some credibility to it, as he's spending literally millions of dollars every single year on all of this. He recently went on with a popular podcaster called Beer Biceps over in India, where he was...
Yeah, I just did a video on that. In India, the worst population for illness and sicknesses, mutations, and looking really disgustingly ugly. India, man, vegan diet. It just goes to show you, do people not trust their eyes anymore in this world? What's going on here, bro? You know that? Have you seen those vegan compilations? Come on, man. Their hair is falling out. The starving compilation, they're all turning carnivore, back to what they were as carnivores, eating meat. Yeah.
discussing his
The funny thing is with these vegans, right away when they quit, it's like bad. They eat raw meat.
intake. And this might come as a surprise to many of you, but this guy who's spending millions of dollars on his health and his vitality and his nutrition.
He's spending millions of dollars on a cosmetic look, on fake food, fake diet, fake food, fake, I don't know, hormones, whatever, injecting these toxic hormones, doing these artificial things like pushing a cart, weird exercises, everything that makes you age, a slave diet. Here's the thing. Everything he's doing is actually worse, because how could you live long eating a slave diet and doing slave activities on a treadmill, milling on a treadmill, milling, and pushing these things, doing labor work? That's what slaves did. Slaves labored and they got inflammatory responses from the laboring. And then he does what? He eats this fake diet, which causes more inflammation in his body. Inflammaging. It causes inflammation when you eat these toxic plants, because they're filled with phytotoxins in them. Get it? There's sugar. Man, glycation is just, this doesn't make any sense. How can a slave diet make you live longer in doing slave labor, bro? That doesn't make sense, bro. You understand me? The kings and queens, now they live long because they ate meat. What did they give? What did they give to the slaves? Bread. They threw them over when they were starving, they just threw them bread. Keep them happy. Even in Egypt, when they started eating bread, look at Tutankhamun. They started eating bread and shit because they destroyed the land, ate the animals. They fucked up everything there. They started farming, and they started eating bread because there was nothing else. They ate bread and they died young. They died young because of bread. Bread destroyed them. Grains destroyed them.
Nutrition and all of this science. This guy.
Don't forget alcohol and beer and everything else. Wine. They discovered how to make that fermented out of these plants. More toxins, more poisons.
Is a vegan.
Can you break down this protein situation?
Yes, he's a vegan, which doesn't exist in nature. It doesn't exist anywhere. Here's the thing. We don't eat carnivore diets. We are carnivores. That exists in nature. We're animals. Humans are animals, and what we are, carnivores. We don't eat carnivore diets. We don't do diets. That's a behavior. If you do anything that's outside the laws of nature, well, you're going to pay the price. That's why society's suffering.
A little more. You're vegan. I am. It's an assumption that one can't get the protein requirements hit through a vegan diet. Yeah. I'd assume
Not one pure raw vegan could make it past 2 years. They're all dead. Vegan compilation. They're all dropping off.
that you argue against that point.
It's a really common assumption that
And you can see the vegan compilations on YouTube. There's it starts from 2018 and goes all the way to 2024. And then there's the starving compilation by vegans. There's just so many. It never ends. Then there's so many vegans already that have dropped off. And people make videos about these stupid vegans like Go Atis. He's a very popular YouTuber. And then there's this other girl. She makes a bunch of vegan videos about these people. And there's others out there. You know, they point out all these things that they're doing.
vegans can't get enough protein from their diets, and it comes from the
Can't get enough protein. It's deficient in amino acids, plants, and they're anti-nutrient, and it's really not bioavailable. But whatever, man. He's taking steroids, okay? Come on.
meat and dairy industry, mainly with their propaganda. They've been aiming at undermining
The meat and dairy industry, their propaganda, I thought it was the vegan people that were with their propaganda. The meat and dairy industry is being attacked by vegan people constantly. What are you talking about? What propaganda? So what is natural is bad for you, but what is unnatural is good for you, engineered by man? What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
plant-based diets for a very long time because
There's no such thing as carnivores eating plant-based diets. We're just animals of opportunity, and these things have become tradition now to be ill and sick. We love to be fucked up, ill and sick, because the whole world, this whole society is built around us being sick. You understand? Eating a fake diet. Because if we didn't, we have no need for this society. We don't have need for money, education, dentists, doctors, and all these things to cure us, and all these pharmacies and all this kind of shit. And then one thing leads to another, because now you need to get a job, because you need to get some money to get these doctors and cures and everything to help yourself because you're sick. They run off sick societies. What are you talking about? The health industry, the health industry is a multi-billion-dollar business. What are you talking about? Now you need a car to go to your slave job, to get your slave money, to go to your slave store, slave school, then go to your slave store, get your slave food, eat your slave food, get sick, and then the cycle continues. What the fuck are you talking about? You would not be living in this society if it wasn't for you breaking the laws of nature, you fuck. You'd be out in nature. You don't need money out there. You don't need nothing. You need a fucking pole, and you kill an animal, you spear it, you kill it, and you eat it raw. You eat the organs, drink the blood, eat the fucking animal, and then you fuck off. So what the fuck are you trying to tell us exactly? What are you trying to say exactly?
In the day, the more people that eat plant-based, the less money they make. So they put out bogus.
The more plants, less money they make. What are you talking about? What the fuck?
Science, and they pay influencers to make bogus claims online.
Influencers to make bogus claims online? What influencers are making bogus claims online? There's all these vegan people making bogus claims online, but the truth comes out because they're all dropping off. What are you talking about?
To make people more uncertain about plant-based diets and protein intake and all these different.
Because it doesn't belong in your diet. It doesn't belong. Carnivores don't eat plants. And we're not omnivores. That just means animal of opportunistic. If an animal's opportunistic, it'll eat anything sometimes. If it's hungry enough. See what I mean? Give somebody a bunch of Oreo cookies, they'll eat the whole pack because they're crazy. It's a drug. These foods are made, they're drugs. You're eating drugs all day. That's what you're doing. All plants are drugs, and all drugs are made from plants, you fool.
Different things, calcium, B12, all these things, they aim to confuse so that they can control you. Bryan Johnson actually...
What are you talking about? These vegan people are made to confuse so they can fuck us. He's on steroids, dude.
Doesn't get into that, but he does get into what he does and how he is thriving. And in the top 1% for his...
Yeah, you want to know how he's thriving? He's taking fucking drugs. He takes steroids and drugs, you fool. You want to see? You want to see? I can show you. I don't know if I can look up all this stuff now. Looks terrible. Hold on a second. Bryan Johnson. Look, 30 million, what is this? 30 million stem cells. So he's injecting stem cells. He's on Joe Rogan taking stem cells. I won't do this anymore. Look, he took this drug, changed my mind in this protocol. What are these injections? I inject my joints with 30 million stem cells? What is this? My first immortal, okay. There was a better one here before. Look, Bryan Johnson. How Bryan Johnson uses testosterone. He takes testosterone, bro. Get it? What the fuck? He's on everything. What else does he have here?
Today, I'm starting a new therapy. It's cerebral lysin. It's a peptide. It's been used for cognitive health. We use this needle.
He's taking peptides now, injecting for cognitive health and all that. He takes steroids. What the fuck is this vegan guy talking about?
Which has a 32 millimeter length. You can either do it in the delta grip.
Okay.
There's 4 quadrants of the glute. It's a little painful, but it's okay.
YouTube letting him inject this shit in him? What's going on here?
This is injection number 5. I've been doing this for 10 days. It's 5 milliliters every other.
This is crazy. What the fuck? I don't know what the fuck is going on here. Anyways, what else does he do here? Check out Bryan Johnson's Never Die biohacking protocol. He's got so many. He takes steroids. He takes growth hormone. Look, he took blood from his son. Look at this facial shit that he does. It's all cosmetic. Facial. What else? He talked to this crazy guy here, vegan. 18-hour fast, 100 pills, live forever. Artificial. Effect more, not safe. Therapy, effective, dangerous. Bryan Johnson. What kind of testosterone he taking? What the fuck is he doing? This is crazy. Sugar is the enemy. Scam. More scams. Let's see this one. Hold on. I think I saw one over here I wanted to watch. There was some dude talking to him. I think it's this Thomas DeLure.
That's the beauty. That's the thing you want to do.
Yeah. Anything else you've pivoted on?
Yes, that we've been measuring my speed of aging with DNA methylation patterns for the past couple years. I do it all the time. And we found that my speed of aging was responsive to certain therapies, but not lowering, increasing. So we found this in the first time I was doing a senolytic profile of doing dastatinib and
He's lying, man. He's doing slave diet and he's doing slave labor. That increases inflammation. You're shortening your lifespan. This is bullshit. And he takes toxic steroids. He injects them and a bunch of other toxic stuff. And it's all cosmetic, his face and everything.
So dastatinib is a leukemia drug, and you do it.
He's taking a statin. He's taking a leukemia drug. He's taking more drugs. How much drugs is he taking, this guy?
3 days in a row for 3 months, I think is the protocol. 50 milligrams of dastatinib, 500 milligrams of quercetin, and you pair the two. And we found that when we did that protocol, my speed of aging went up.
Your speed of aging went up. I don't know. I think all these things are aging him. He's a liar. I don't believe anything he says. And here, he's on testosterone.
Was on
He's on testosterone.
On a caloric restriction diet of 1,950 calories. Mm-hmm. And when you're in that caloric deficit, your testosterone lowers. And
see that? When you're in that caloric deficit, because vegan diets, he's not also, it's also deficient amino acids. He's going to take these steroids.
So we supplemented it with 2 milligram patches that I wore 6 days a week. Each patch delivers, I believe, 9 IU, thereabouts. So it was roughly, 6 times 9, so like 50 or so per week.
So you're telling me this is longevity? The guy's on steroids, man. Come on. Says right there, Bryan Johnson, testosterone, uses testosterone. Hello. I don't know if this vegan guy's trying to pass off. How about Bryan Johnson, HGH. HGH. A dripping off. What is this? Growth hormone. I started human growth hormone. Oh, look, he takes growth hormone as well.
So we started human growth hormone, and this is to regenerate the thymus. So it's 0.6 milligrams per day, 5 days a week.
Look how old his face looks. Did you see his face? He looked like this guy I know, this actor. Fucking looks aged, bro.
This alcohol pad, and then it's a little teeny needle.
He looks weird.
See that? You see it dripping off of the tip.
He's gonna inject growth
hormone. You stab
hormone.
this in the leg, and then you press it.
Fucking guy's on growth hormone, testosterone. He's on all kinds of stuff. He's on NMN. He's on melatonin. He's on NR.
Before bed, I take DHEA and my melatonin supplement. Melatonin specifically, I get a lot of questions on. What I found being in this industry is that you can get...
I should make it just a video and just put all this, a compilation of all these things that he's fucking on. This is crazy, bro.
Scientists the same publications, they can read it, and they can come up with different conclusions. So my team has looked at the evidence behind melatonin, and they think it's relevant for me to take, so I do so. We measure things accordingly, but you'll find that there's not going to be universal agreement among people for a very long time. So
whatever, man. The elixir of life. What is this growth hormone? Any more Bryan Johnson shit? He's taking IGF-1 and ferrin levels. I don't know what the fuck.
We're getting the blood draw today. There's a few routine things we do. So we'll look at my thyroid. We'll look.
Yeah, because he's taking lots of drugs. The data that shows eggs are good for you, then they say eggs are bad for you. Okay, whatever that means, I don't know. He's on all kinds of shit, man, Bryan Johnson. I don't know if I can find any more stuff on him because there's just so much garbage here. I don't even know what this machine is. He's got an ab machine. He wears this thing. He has this clip. He does red light therapy. It's all cosmetic. I don't even know what this is. Some kind of peptide. I changed my mind on this extreme longevity protocols, like some of them. He was taking drugs and other drugs. So there you go. So this guy lies. This guy, this channel, the guy that's talking about him, this vegan asshole. He's just a liar.
And in the top 1% for his cardio.
Yes, he's thriving on fucking drugs and all kinds of shit. He's thriving, yes. It's preserving him, yeah.
Vascular health and his muscular health while eating vegan.
I am vegan.
Yeah, Why doesn't he just tell you what is really sustaining him? The HGH, the M&M, the melatonin, the whatever this Proxen shit was he was injecting, the testosterone. Which one is it? Which one is it, huh? Which one is it, eh?
I do caloric restriction, which means I consume less.
He does caloric restriction he's on steroids. When you do naturally, when you do a caloric restriction, of course your hormones go up, right? They try to preserve you, but he's doing it artificially. Now it's a known fact these hormones, they're made from plants. They're toxic. They come with a level of toxicity. How can that be anti-aging? Bodybuilders die from that toxicity. They literally drop, they die because steroids are extremely toxic. Some are way more toxic than others. Man, I've seen people fucking bleed out from the nose. They've destroyed their liver and everything. They're ready to die. You take some Stenox tablets are so toxic, you're fucking dead. That's what boxers kind of use, didn't they? They use some like Stenox, these shitty steroids.
Less than the recommended daily allowance. I consume 2,250 calories a day. I exercise for 1 hour a day.
And what is that supposed to, what does that mean? I eat less calories a day? Well, if you're eating a high nutrient diet, that's not based on calories. That's based on high nutrient diet. What the fuck? Why do you give a shit about how many calories you eat? You shouldn't be eating any calories.
Day. And I have a low protein intake, according to cultural norms of one.
Cultural norms, low protein intake. That's just muscle meat. You wouldn't eat that much anyways if you ate it raw because you'd get enough nutrients absorbed out of the meat. It's not meant for you to overconsume on meat to begin with. And besides, that just gets dissolved in your acid because you have hydrochloric acid in your stomach. It dissolves and you pee it out. The reason why you're shitting a lot is because you're eating fiber, you stupid fuck.
120, 130. And so most people say with that profile, I would be weak. I would be not able to compete athletically.
What? You'd be weak and not be able... You're telling you're on steroids, bro. Get it? He's on steroids.
But actually, my muscle and body fat are top 1% optimal, and my cardiovascular ability, top 1.5% of 18-year-old.
Yeah, because you're on steroids. You're taking steroids and you're taking growth hormone. Fuck.
So my biomarkers say it's top 1% optimal.
And a bunch of other and he's taking stem cell therapy and he's taking a bunch of things. Are you people gonna do that's not longevity, bro. That's cosmetic. Christ.
So it's an example that I've defied all cultural norms and I'm still a top performer.
Whatever. So as you can see, Bryan is absolutely smashing it as a vegan, only eating plant-based.
He's not. He's smashing it, injecting steroids and growth hormone like I just showed you in the videos.
Food, and this is a guy, as I said, who's spending millions and millions.
And taking stem cell therapy. Yeah, he's spending millions of dollars on steroids and drugs and pills and things and everything. Ridiculous shit. What are you talking about?
Of dollars on finding out what works and what doesn't work. And
it doesn't work. Slave diets and slave labor never worked for any slaves. And as far as taking these drugs, I don't know any of these bodybuilders and things that lived long taking these drugs. It didn't make them live longer. If anything, they died. It shortened their lifespan. So what are you talking about?
He's chosen to go down this route. Now, I know some of you might be thinking or even shouting at the screen, yeah, but he's got millions.
The most lived people that live the longest are the people if they were to eat their natural diet as a carnivore. Like raw meat, raw fish, raw whatever. High fat, raw organs, raw blood, whatever, raw milk. These kind of things, okay, raw. And nobody's doing that out there. They do. There's some countries, they eat some raw stuff, but they still eat a lot of the slave diet, like rice and carbs. They like that shit. And they're filled with toxins. They're filled with arsenic. These seeds are filled with cyanide. Come on, man. It's fucking, that's what's shortening their lifespan. They say centenarian, high cholesterol, boom, whatever cholesterol is known to be, it's an antioxidant. So... they lived over 100 years, but they could have lived to 200 or more. Look at the what do you call it? The Mongol army. They literally lasted for over 200 years. They roamed for over 200 years. The same army. Come on, man. What are you trying to say here exactly? They even say in the Bible, I think that this guy lived to 175 or something. I don't know. I forget his name now. Whatever.
Of dollars. This isn't proof that a lot of money means you will be really healthy as a vegan. In my opinion, what
Of course, why? Of course not. Money, doesn't play a role in it. An artificial world is not going to make you live longer. Pro, get it? Maybe if you used CRISPR and you're able to turn off genes, if you can turn some genes off, then maybe that could work if you were able to turn off these genes with CRISPR. But I don't know when that's ever going to come out. You know what I mean? That's really complicated. And the science is I don't think it's just there exactly just yet, but it's getting there. Who knows? I don't know, man. But I do know you can extend your lifespan definitely for quite a long time if you eat a natural diet as a carnivore and you don't fuck up. Yeah.
this is proof of is that it is completely possible to be 100% healthy, and not only healthy, but in the top 1% of health as a vegan eating a plant-based diet.
No, all these vegan people are all dropping off. Look at the vegan compilations. They're all dying, bro. Get it? You want me to bring it up for you? The starving compilation, the vegan compilation. Their hair is falling out. They're all dying. Fuck, what's his name? Kent the Carnivore. He just did a video on it, you dude. Like, come on, man. Are you fucking serious? Do I have to prove everything in my videos?
Kent the Carnivore.
Here he is. I hope this thing didn't stop. He just did a video on it right now. There's a guy there. I think it's this.
I'm a woman
Right here, look at this.
who started going bald in my 30s, and people are saying it's because of my vegan diet.
Losing your hair on a vegan diet. I know about this because it happened to me.
Vegans,
Do they look healthy to you, man?
vegetarians, anybody who limits animal protein is instantly creating a problem, theoretically, for their hair.
And the rest of the body.
Yeah, not just their hair. They lose energy. They can't breathe. Their nails start falling out. A bunch of things happen. Just really bad things happen to these people. That's just the beginning. Their gums recede. Their teeth start falling out. A bunch of shit.
Stuff is vital for health. So animal proteins aren't going to just be abundant in bioavailable amino acids, but you're also going to find B vitamins, including B6 and B12, which don't exist in plants. Hemine, rather.
Exactly. The vegan diet's deficient in more than 15 nutrients.
The non-hemine, which we need for the hair, hemine. You're also going to find lots of zinc, and zinc levels in a vegan diet are going to be low anyway, but because they're consuming so many grains, nuts, seeds, legumes, these are high in lectins, they deplete.
They're also high in cyanide, and then the rice is high in arsenic, and all these other plant foods are high in oxalates, and man, these other phytotoxins. There's just so many.
Zinc, and so there's no wonder that their hair is falling out.
They're also heavily sprayed with, I don't know, pesticides, herbicides, fungicides, glyphosates, you name it. They can't be washed off.
We should be eating meat for general purposes. Now, if you're a vegetarian or a vegan and you've got obviously reasons for that, I totally get it. I was a vegetarian for 9 years.
Just don't make that reason health.
When I went vegan,
Exactly. Don't make that reason health.
I did lose a lot of hair.
My hair has been falling out like really significantly to the point where my hair is probably half of the volume it was before. And I really believe it has to do something with my diet.
I've been struggling with hair loss for about a year now. Still vegan, of course.
and I thought maybe it's just
I love that one. Still vegan, of course. Like, you'd not put two and two together, hello.
Still vegan, of course. They can't put the...
You are a carnivore fucking animal. You eat meat. You don't eat fucking plants. You can't absorb anything from it. You're not a cow and you're not ruminant.
two and two together, or maybe they don't care. Maybe the reason why they're vegan is for the animals, even though they're killing more animals than...
Yeah, they're really stupid people, that's all.
A lion diet. Some people are like, how is that possible? Well, if you're eating just red meat, you might get through 1 cow per year.
Anyways, if you want to see this video, you can go here to Kent the Carnivore and check it out. I'm going back to this guy because I want to stay here forever. I'm just proving my points. You know. He says it's all propaganda. Propaganda. It ain't propaganda, dude. Why did this stop? Hold on a second.
Be really healthy as a vegan. In my opinion, what this is proof of is that it is completely possible to be 100% healthy, and not only healthy, but in the top 1% of health as a vegan, eating a...
No vegans are healthy, and I can prove it, and I just did prove it. And you can watch the vegan compilations yourself. They're all unhealthy, and all vegans are dropping off, okay?
Plant-based diet. That's what he's proven. And the reason that the money...
He hasn't proven anything that it's healthy. What he's proven is that he can do certain things to fool the public, like taking steroids, testosterone, growth hormone, and these other weird injections and things, and stem cell therapies and all that. He can do things cosmetically to get away with it. Now, I don't know what he's doing behind the scenes. He may be doing some dairy. He could be lying to you. I don't know, like some vegans. They lie. So you don't know for sure. How do you have real proof that he's like pure vegan? I don't know that for sure, but I do know he's taking drugs to preserve himself. See what I mean?
Isn't what's got him there, especially when it comes to protein, is in the next clip that we're going to watch.
What about protein?
Right now.
I don't think there's anyone more qualified to speak about protein intake based requirements or food based requirements than you, because of your daily experimentation and your daily download of data from your own body. Can you break down some of the vegan protein sources that are your go-tos?
We follow
vegan protein sources. There are none. Meat, animals are protein. There's no vegan sources that have protein. Okay.
Science, and we follow.
There's no protein in fucking plants. They are fiber. They're made from fiber. Get it? And animals are made from protein. Plants, fiber. Animals, protein.
Data. Right. And so what I'm trying to say is don't follow cultural norms. Follow the data. So get yourself measured. I get my protein sources from lentils, from pea protein.
Absolutely bullshit. This is a lie, man.
Hemp protein, those are primarily the major ones.
Gotcha. Lentils, pea proteins, and hemp proteins.
Yeah.
So you do a couple of protein shakes every day?
They're deficient in nutrients. So he gets his nutrients from these plants, which are deficient in nutrients. Remember that. Plants are deficient in nutrients, and they're not bioavailable, and they're toxic, and they're anti-nutrient. And he gets them from these plants. Okay, whatever.
I have, 2 a day.
2 a day.
Yeah.
And the rest is from lentils.
Yeah.
So this is chickpeas, black lentils.
I'll do some beans.
Beans.
Yeah.
This is primarily what we eat in India.
Yeah.
Because we have mostly a vegetarian population.
Exactly.
I like the word mostly vegetarian. They still have meat in their diet, or they'd be dead. They still consume meat. They do. They consume meat. They're not 100% vegetarian or vegan. It's a lie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Lentils and chickpeas and beans and pea protein, all some of the cheapest things you can find.
Or believe me, if they were 100% vegan, like I just showed you that compilation, just from the Kent the Carnivore one, just that one, where they're all complaining about their hair falling out, well, then that's what would happen in India. That would be the start. The hair comes out first, then the nails, then the gums, and then the teeth. And then everything else starts deteriorating rapidly, and then you die. So I don't understand what they're trying to say here exactly. What are they trying to say? Is India completely 100% vegan? Absolutely not. They'd be dead. Their hair would be falling out. They'd be complaining like those stupid vegans were complaining about their hair falling out.
That practically all shops worldwide. Hemp protein can be a little bit on the pricey side, but again,
no such thing as hemp protein. He's lying.
I'd say it's relatively affordable. But the real point to take away from this is that Bryan Johnson is spending millions and millions of dollars on trying to improve.
Yeah, millions and millions of dollars. I don't believe he's spending millions and millions of dollars. He's spending some money to fool the public so he can sell you on something that's fake, like a religion, a cult. They're all fake. They're all man-made. They're fake. They don't do anything but generate capital and money and get people involved in it. And then they take the people's money. First, they get the people involved. They make it tradition. Doing this stuff becomes tradition. And then the coffers start filling up. They take your money. That's what it's about, okay?
His health and live for as long as possible, and his core protein sources are plant-based, and they're not things like vegan burgers or tofu or seitan, which people...
I don't know that. How do you know that? I don't know that. I'm not really sure what the fuck. He's taking steroids though, that I do know, and the drugs. I don't know exactly what he's doing behind the scenes, and neither do you.
Will rightly say can be quite expensive.
No proof.
No, they're the cheapest things like legumes, lentils, chickpeas, peas, pea protein.
Yes, the cheapest things. So he's spending millions and millions of dollars on a slave food diet, like, what is it, lentils and beans and peas? What the fuck? I thought meat was more expensive, like animal products are more expensive. So he's eating the cheap stuff that the slaves eat. Oh, okay, yeah, that's longevity, yeah. Oh. I had it upside down. I'm sorry. Spending millions and billions of dollars.
These things are cheap. These things are affordable and accessible.
So if they're so cheap and affordable, where is he? Why do you keep advocating that he's spending millions and millions of dollars on longevity? Where is it all going exactly? I know, for the steroids and the injections and everything, and the HGH and the drugs and the melatonin, NR, MNN, M&M, and fucking all these other tablets and God knows what, and stem cell therapies. Okay, yeah.
And so the idea of vegans not being able
facial jobs and whatever
to get protein or good quality protein and all these things are completely blown out of the water when you see somebody like Bryan Johnson.
That's like bodybuilders taking steroids and then they're showing you this weird slave food they're eating, pretending like this is what built their body. That's not what built their body. What built their body and their look is the steroids. Duh.
Citing these types of proteins as the ones he goes to get optimal health in the top 1% of humans on Earth. And now for...
Wow. So we should all go run out and do what he's doing. Yeah.
The thing that I found really surprising about Bryan Johnson is that...
Yes, asshole. What did you find that's surprising about asshole Bryan Johnson? Please tell us. Please tell us. I'd love to know.
He's not only eating plant-based to improve his health and eating plant-based...
Really, he's not only eating plant-based to improve his health when, as a carnivore animal, plants don't improve your health. Your natural diet does as a carnivore, meat and organs and blood and everything raw animal products, yeah. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Protein, because it's the best type of protein for him. He's doing it for
I haven't got a fucking clue what you're talking about.
Reasons.
I don't eat meat. It's an ethical choice. And the reason why
Oh, there you go. I don't eat meat because it's an ethical choice. It isn't based on health.
I think that the reason I've chosen that is that we're on the cusp of creating super intelligence.
Oh, yeah.
And I hope one of the scaling...
We're on the cusp of creating future intelligence. The problem was we were getting intelligent at some point, but now our brains have shrunk down to 11% because we stopped eating a lot of raw marine life and raw meat and stuff. We eat a lot of grains. That's our problem. We're eating the wrong diet. We're eating the slaves' diet now. Oh, whoa, I forgot because we're all slaves.
Laws that exists with intelligence is compassion. I hope that compassion permeates the universe in every way, shape, or form. And I hope that our new creations of intelligence.
Yeah. Show a little piggy and the cow. Yes, tie him up and let him run around while we all go and get diminished by eating a fake diet, whatever. This is just baloney.
That is a fundamental proponent that we all share.
At the end of the day, I think we should all be able to live fantastic, fulfilled lives, being able to explore and discover and do all the things that make life worth living. And I just wish that we'd all spend a little bit more time on making sure these wonderful lives that we live don't end up negatively impacting the lives of the other animals that we share the world with. And that's why I'm a vegan.
Oh, that's why you're a vegan. So it's not based on health. So you lied the whole time in the video. It's based on ethics, which doesn't exist in fucking nature. Morals don't exist out in nature, dude. I have news for you. Okay, and it's the thing to do. It's ethical. Okay, yeah, ethics don't. They're not out there either in nature. You're fucking stupid. So it's not for it's ethics. It's not for health purposes. So why say health when you know it's not healthy for you?
Hopefully the information in this video has inspired you to look into veganism too and consider switching to a plant.
Yeah, I'm on it right away. I want to lose my hair and my teeth and everything and become weak and fucked up and frail. Yeah, sure. As a carnivore, it's been my lifelong dream to fucking, pretend to be a vegan as a carnivore. Just like all these people pretending to be they're another sex. I'm Mrs. Johnson. I'm not Mr. Johnson. I'm Mrs. Johnson. When is that coming out soon? I heard these vegans, they can't even distinguish what sex they're on. I saw a girl now on this channel. I forget her name now, Steffi Meaty or Meaty Steffi or something. She's on every channel now. They did interviews with her. She said she was practically suffering from mental health. She was nuts. She didn't even know what sex she was because of vegan diet. Then she dropped off of it and she became a normal person eating her natural diet as a carnivore, meat.
Plant-based diet. If you're interested in switching to a plant-based diet, click the link in the pinned comment for free recipes, free.
Oh, that's what you're selling. So you're pushing this stuff on people, trying to poison them. What an asshole.
Advice and free support from qualified volunteers.
It's jerks like this that cause the world to be in pain and suffering. What do you expect? Just like these religious zealots. It's just typical.
Who just want to help you switch to a plant-based diet.
Yes, they just want to help us switch to a plant-based diet. So you want to switch lions and humans and dogs and everybody. You want to switch us carnivores to a plant-based diet so we could all diminish and die, right? Make it faster than the last time. Not to mention that, not that we're dying already and getting all fucked up because we've been incorporating this in our diet, the slave food. Boy, you want it to be complete now, so we completely die and diminish and just fucking die, bro. Right? Thanks.
In the healthiest way possible. And if you,
I never heard of anybody dying in the healthiest way as possible. Anyways, friends, tell me what you think about that. Like, subscribe, support the channel. I'll see you in the next one. Yeah, supporter, activism, support, professional bullshit, whatever. Why put animals first? I love this one. This is a real asshole. This is. If you go look at this guy, he was a criminal or something. I'll see you in the next one. This is fucking, this is the type of bullshit that's out there. This is brainwashing. Young people see this and they're going to copy this shit. See you in the next one. Ciao, friends. He's hurting people.